Hello, hello, hello. Today is the 11th of November 2024. It's been 2 weeks since we last heard from Norm Winski. Time is up. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I was last on your show on October 28th, that was a Monday, in anticipation of two big cycle points. We had, as we see here on the, hopefully you see them on the screen, 10:30 a.m. in the morning. We had Venus aphelion. That's when Venus 225 days around the sun. That's when it's at its farthest point. We're going to look at cattle, corn, copper, cotton, gold, sugar, wheat for that. And then on the night of the 31st, we had a new moon in the sign of Scorpio. And for that, anytime we have a new moon, full moon, we want to look at financials, grains, precious metals, oil, and then because it's in Scorpio, we're running a special on cocoa, hogs, and T-bonds. Okay, here's our first chart. There's corn. It pops up a little bit into our Venus aphelion point there. Makes a little short-term top, pulls back into the moon, and then you have a really great low there for corn. It moved up. That's a big move for corn. Moved up about about 20 cents, 20 plus cents. That's $1,000. All right, here's soybeans. It looked like it would have a good setup here. Oh, just in case you're new to watching me on here, I use the traffic light, I call the traffic light system. We have green arrows, red arrows, and yellow boxes. Green, yellow, red. Green is good. That means you had a chance to make some money. Red means that you did not have a chance to make some money. And yellow means it's for sideways. We took a pass. We did nothing. All right, so you had two greens there for corn. Soybeans, we like to sell on strength, buy and weakness into our designated date. Here's soybeans into the new moon, and it looked like it was going to be good, but then it just went sideways. So you would have had either a break even or a small loss on that one. So that's not a green one because we didn't have a chance to make any money. Here's wheat. You popped up here. You made a short-term high here, and then we just went sideways. So there's the yellow, and so you got one green for wheat, and then red is an obvious miss there. I mean, cattle, obvious miss there, just down, down, down. You had no chance to make any money there, so that's a miss. Cotton is going sideways, so that's a yellow. Cocoa going cut several sideways markets. Cocoa going sideways there, but here comes hogs. Hogs rally right into our new moon in Scorpio, and that's the high of the month, and then they drop back 4.5 handles. That's about 416. That's about $2,000, I think, about $2,000 there. And there you go. Every penny in hogs is $400. 4 times 4.5 would be, I think, $1,800. We'll say $1,800. All right, here's sugar. Sugar, nope, that missed. Okay. On the Venus point. And here's crude. You had a little short-term top there, dropped about $1.50 for $1,500. Here's copper, just going sideways. Here's silver. That's another one of these sideways things where it stopped going down, but then it didn't reverse. It just went sideways. So that's a miss. All right, here's gold. Gold is, I'm going to talk a little bit extra about this now. Gold made the high of the month, although actually these were every one of these new high you see here was a new all-time high, and that was the biggest all-time high of all so far, and that was like over $2,800 on gold, and that was right on Venus aphelion, and you see, then it started going down, and it's been going down pretty much ever since, and today we had another big down day in gold, down about $75. So gold has now dropped from that point almost $200. That's pretty good, huh? So you might want to pay attention to Venus aphelion. I know some people out there going, oh, I don't care about reviewing this stuff. But that's the key to making money in the future. So if you want to make money, you have to look at what happened in this past. All right, here's the S&P. That did pretty nice. You popped up here into our Venus aphelion and right down into a low, into the new moon. And then look at, that was a big move there, and this is a huge move here, you see. So those are pretty good points there. Here's the T-bonds rallied into our new moon in Scorpio, and then had a big drop there. I think that was about $1.50 for $1,500 in one day. And here's your U.S. dollar index pulled back into the moon, and then had a nice pop up there. And here's your currencies. Here's the British pound, made a low right near the new moon. Here's the Canadian dollar, made a low right on the new moon. Here's the euro, making a high, short-term high on the moon. And here's the Japanese yen, making a short-term high on the moon. And here's the Swiss franc, making a really great short-term high right on the new moon. Here we count up the green arrows and red arrows. You got 15 winners, 5 misses out of 20 for 75%. I'm going to show you something I didn't show you in advance, so I have to take my word for it, but I kind of prove these points here because I have this chart here, and it's all marked off. I did the blue line. You see the blue line? I drew that blue line back in September for October. I began October on the 7th of October, ran it through the 1st of November. This is in my monthly letter, and so we might know what the market's going to do in advance. Wouldn't that be nice? There's an idea. So anyway, that's what this all tells you. This 10-minute S&P 500 bars, and I drew that blue line way in advance. And look what's on here. It's a whole class on this chart. There's Mercury perigee, makes a turn there. You got, and Jupiter retrograde, made a little top there. Here's another big one. We had a double whammy here. Mercury's south latitude, Pluto turning direct right there. There's a top there. There's the full moon at perigee. That was the high of the month there. Here's Mercury aphelion. That was a really nice top there and a big drop and so forth. Here's our Venus aphelion, what we just talked about. And that was a big, nice top there and a huge drop. And here, right on the moon, you had a nice top there, a bottom in the S&P. So all these points, pretty much, I think almost all these points worked within a day or less, giving you turns in the market. And then I drew the blue line there and put those points on top in advance, okay? So anyway, there's a whole class there. If you'd like to call me and talk about it, I'll be happy to help you. And by the way, if this stuff looks complicated, it's really not. You just have to learn some new terms. And nothing I do is, I promise you, nothing I do is over a 5th grade level. So if you made it through grade school, you're good to go with me. All right, here's what's coming up in the future. We got Thursday night, that's the 14th. We have Saturn in Pisces turning direct. Saturn is coffee and Pisces is oil, so you want to watch if these markets get to some sort of extreme. That would be the ideal, where they go up, 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 or down, down, down. Then look for them to turn on probably the morning of Friday the 15th. And here's what we got then. That weekend, the 15th weekend, coming up at the end of the week here, we have a triple whammy. We got a full moon in Taurus, Taurus the bull. Anytime we have a full moon, new moon, we want to look at financials, grain, precious metals, oil. And because it's in Taurus the bull, you want to look at cattle and cotton. And then we also have a Mercury cycle. Anytime you have Mercury, you want to look at corn, soybeans, wheat. And then we also have Uranus, perigee, and that's when Uranus is the closest point to the Earth. And that'll be cattle, cotton, and copper. And then the night of the 19th into the morning of the 20th, we have Pluto changing signs, entering Aquarius. That's cattle, cocoa, copper, corn, cotton, gold, hog, sugar, wheat. And before I give my contact information and all that, I want to give a shout out to our veterans. It's Veterans Day in the USA. So thank you for your service and protecting our freedom. And here we have my bio here. I got over 40, actually push it, I'm going to have to change this in 2025 because I'll be hitting about 50 years. I landed in Chicago as a floor trader in 1975. Actually started trading in college before that. So I got about 50 years of experience, and I've studied all these methodologies. And let's see, what else? Oh, I was on the CBOE for 12 years, Chicago Board of Trade, traded there too. We got to meet some of the greatest traders in the world. So I hope you give me a call so I can give you some help, give you a free class if you want. Oh, and I'm running a special now. If you call me and actually talk to me, people don't like to call and talk to people these days. If you actually talk, I'll send you a free report on all the numbers for October, see the results. I actually have my numbers going back to 2016 too. So I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida at 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. You can email me at nwinski, Nwinski, at yahoo.com, or you can call me on Skype free anywhere in the world that you have Skype. That's nwinski at yahoo.com. Or here it is. If you want to do a screenshot, there's all my info there, and might even let you talk to that guy with the picture there. Okay, hoping to get to help some of your folks there, Jeff, and hope they call me soon.
Norm, great as always. Another winning month, and we'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. Everybody have a great week.